WrestleMania, the granddaddy of them all, and the climax of our story mode. The McMahon family is praying for our downfall. Can we cross the boss and walk out of Hell in a Cell to live to tell the tale?
It's the greatest extravaganza in sports entertainment. Welcome to WrestleMania. It's also the night when the McMahons will finally get their revenge. The champion has been hounded relentlessly for months. One way or another, it all ends here. Yeah, in Hell in a Cell, the most diabolical match ever invented. The most powerful forces in sports entertainment collide tonight, right here at WrestleMania.
Now, Batista is for sure going to go down in history as the only man to have competed in 2 separate world title matches at WrestleMania 23. He's also running the risk of being the only man to lose 2 world title matches at WrestleMania 23. Thanks to The Undertaker, we've become quite familiar with this Hell in a Cell match. This WrestleMania main event is a back and forth main event. Batista's a tough nut, man. We gave him a Carlito cushion and it wasn't enough to knock him out. The animal kept fighting back, so we took him outside of the cage over to the announce table and sent him through it with another Carlito cushion, sealing our WrestleMania victory and our World Championship retention. Raw champ victorious at WrestleMania. You're damn right. WWE champion won an adrenaline-fueled Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania to not only keep his title, but also keep his career intact. Wait a minute, I didn't know my career was on the line here. The victory is even more impressive when you take into account the actions leading up to it. The double teams, the punishments from brand GMs, etc. Winning the main event at WrestleMania, that is very cool. And a $50,000 bonus to boot.
Don't expect any congratulations from me. You got damn lucky tonight. Just like you've been lucky for the past few months. But sooner or later, your luck will run out, my friend. You might have won a major battle tonight, but it's Vincent Kennedy McMahon who will win this war. I guarantee it.
Congratulations, champ. That was absolutely unbelievable. I can't wait to come back to work with you as my champion. There's a lot of money to be made, and we are gonna make it.
Oh, you bad boy. The McMahons aren't gonna be happy with you. Fortunately for you, I'm a big fan of misbehaving too.
We may have successfully defended our World Championship at WrestleMania, but that legend progress does not say 100 yet, so we got some work to do. I continued to defend the WWE Championship. We are finally introduced to and boy is he a gem in this game. John Cena's return to babyface was short-lived as he realigns himself as a heel.
Champ. Well, that's one sick way to tenderize a piece of meat.
Umaga said that he'll kick you and all your friends' asses next time. Oh yeah, he also said that you're ugly. Haha.
That's gonna be the new soundbite for any kind of fire being thrown around. John Cena and Umaga end up imploding on one another. We face Umaga at Backlash, and we defend that WWE Championship against
The Samoan Bulldozer, Umaga.
Damn right, man. I love Estrada's voice messages in this game. An absolute bright spot in this bleak story mode. It's been nearly a month since WrestleMania, and Vince McMahon seems to have forgotten all about the major conflict between he and I, praising us as an acceptable champion, but he's got a task in mind for us.
You need to get yourself some eye candy.
And what Vince wants, Vince gets. We end up with Candice Michelle, who, lucky for us,
I'm not just interested in a professional relationship.
That's right, beautiful women seem to be attracted to Carlito's hair. Her ex-man Edge, unhappy with our new relationship, but it seemed to all just be a ruse as Candice turned her back on me multiple times. She was flip-flopping and she had more issues than a long-running comic book. The match at Vengeance is essentially fighting over Candice Michelle as well as the WWE Championship, but since there's no continuity between stories, I kinda like to think that Carlito just left Candice on red after this whole thing. Fun fact, Edge and Candice Michelle also had an angle in Smackdown vs. Raw 2007, so they're going back to back. Despite the victory at Vengeance, we are still only 61% of a legend, and unfortunately for us, the build to SummerSlam is exactly the same as our previous year. The same ECW prelude, the same offer from Smackdown, but this time,
I can't believe you were dumb enough to sign with Smackdown.
that's right folks, we're going to Smackdown. Batista and Randy Orton swap places in the ensuing cutscenes. It's nice to have Batista looking out for me, I can't lie, but we wind up in the same triple threat ladder match at SummerSlam, and Carlito once again defeats Randy Orton and Batista in the triple threat ladder match, but this time we're representing SmackDown. And since we are going home to SmackDown, we become the World Heavyweight Champion, despite what these magazine articles may think. We're on a new show, with a new roster, we've got to have some fresh stories coming our way. Nope. We've circled ourselves into receiving the same voicemail from ECW that we just received a couple months ago.
I understand that you're one of SmackDown's top champions, and I respect that. Just like I hope you'd respect ECW's extremists.
Back to dealing with Stephanie, experiencing the same ambush from Shane, the same heartbreak, and the same buried alive match, this time against The Undertaker. I will say WWE management is beginning to properly compensate me these days with a new locker room as well as $1 million contract. We are stepping over to the other side, 82%, nearly there. We've had to give ourselves some intentional losses and dips in popularity so that we can continuously earn progress to 100% by earning 15-match win streaks, becoming the most popular superstar, gaining the most popularity, and staying #1 on the power rankings. And I will say that being on SmackDown did in fact gift us with one of my favorite voice messages thus far.
Now listen here, you wretched little creature. The disrespect you showed me last week was absolutely unpardonable. And I decided to take it upon myself to teach you a very painful lesson in etiquette this week.
Last year we had Mickie James, now it's Ashley trying to get us banned on YouTube. Last year was Randy Orton and Candice at Cyber Sunday. This year it was Mr. Kennedy and Michelle McCool. However, we also had the same outcome of a successful title defense, a championship retained. And Survivor Series was much of the same. Champion of champions, Raw, SmackDown, and ECW. However, this time it was in fact a triple threat, and it wasn't that handicap match that we experienced last time. We were even the victim of the same vehicular manslaughter that we were last year as well. Well, I guess this one's on me, because you know what they say.
Fool me once. Shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
As we move up in the ranks of relevancy and become a household name and become one of the best ever, our locker room reflects that, and it continues to get better and better. By the time we reach legend status, we are cozied up in our own personal penthouse in every city that we attend. Tommy Dreamer and Vince McMahon's steamy bromance continued. We made that same appearance at December to Dismember, embarrassing the ECW roster by defeating 3 of their superstars, the same 3, Sandman, Marcus Corvon, and Bobby Lashley. Vince McMahon once again held a Hall of Fame ceremony for himself. We didn't let it fly the first time, and I'll be damned if we let it happen a second time. This led to the most random booking of this entire series yet. Chavo Guerrero for the World Heavyweight Championship at Armageddon. I'm sure you can imagine how that went. Although, this groundbreaking blockbuster of a match was exactly what we needed to become a bona fide 100% legend.
Takes his rightful place among the WWE legends. He's the greatest superstar of his generation. He has attained the impossible time and time again. His is a name that will live on forever in the hearts and minds of these fans.
My friend, they call you a legend. And they're right. Over many months, I saw you as an adversary, but now I recognize you in a kindred spirit.
I've never seen Mr. McMahon like this. It's a once-in-a-lifetime moment for a once-in-a-lifetime superstar.
This is for you. You've earned it. You are officially inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
That is absolutely right. Vince McMahon has no choice but to acknowledge us as the GOAT. The greatest of all time, Carlito. And we do accomplish our goal of a 100% legend before the Royal Rumble, before our second WrestleMania. There's a lot of things about this entire story mode that deserve to be covered, but that conversation is for another day. That's it for this episode. That's it for this series. Thank you everybody for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy. Later.